Hello, Knights fans. I'm Mike Balestra, the Director of Athletic Communications. Joining me today to look at our upcoming women's swimming and diving season is their head coach, Alicia Lampasso Dillon. Coach, welcome.
Thank you, Michael.
Coach, you've been here a long time, but before we look at this season, I want to look back on last season. Just what are your overall thoughts on the season as a whole last year?
We had a great season last year. We broke 6 school records, largely due to having newcomer Khadijah and senior Shirley Falcone.
Speaking of Shirley, she did set, I want to say, 3 or 4 school records
Yes.
last year. She's gone. How do you replace someone like that? What does it mean to lose her?
She was a big loss, not only in the pool, but out of the pool. She was very, very hard worker, and as you know, you saw her tremendous finishes in the relay. So that's very hard to replace, but we're working on it.
Now, there were some other key contributors too besides Shirley. You mentioned your junior from Trinidad and Tobago, is
Yes.
that right? Khadijah. Talk about what she brings to the pool when she competes.
Well, besides her beautiful accent,
And her flowing hair.
she's also a very hard worker. Her and Shirley trained together last year, so she has the same tenacity and ferocious attitude that Shirley had in practice. So she's passing that on to all the newcomers that I have.
Okay, and another returning player I want to talk about is Amina Kadrich. I think she's a junior, is that right? Or a senior?
She's a senior.
Senior, okay.
Yes.
Talk about what you like about her.
She's a great motivator in the pool. She's one of the captains this year. She's just a very, very tough competitor. No matter what, she'll make sure she pulls it out in the end. So she's going to be missed also because she's a graduating senior.
Of course. And finally, the last returning swimmer I'd like to talk about is your distance swimmer, Ivana Telez. What do you see in her that you like?
Ivana's our distance swimmer, so distance swimmers are hard to replace. So again, I have a lot of recruiting to do this year for next year.
Okay. Well, speaking of recruiting, you have a large roster of newcomers.
Yes.
You probably have seen them so far. Who has stood out in your mind so far as someone who your fans can take note of?
It's hard to say, really, to narrow it down to one person because we brought in 3 divers. It's been a while since I've had divers that could compete on the same level as the rest of the conference. So we have very high hopes for them. And we also have a number of swimmers, new swimmers. I brought in 7 new recruits. So we have Katie from Farmingdale, who's been working extremely hard in the pool.
Great.
Looking forward to seeing her compete in meet, as well as some of the other swimmers that have been training hard. So the first meet is going to be very exciting.
So with the new swimmers and the 3 new divers you said who are ready to compete on this level, what are your overall assessment for the team this year? What are your expectations?
My expectations are that we're going to have a better season, winning wise, than last year, and we hope to have some people at least make a B cut for nationals this year.
That'd be great.
Which would be fantastic.
That was the women's swimming and diving head coach, Alicia Lampasso Dillon. You can follow the swimming and diving team and all the Queens College teams by logging on to www.queensknights.com.